Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with the next update for my whole collection project pan. I don't have as much progress as I was wishing for this update, but there have been a few days this past month that I wasn't wearing makeup, which has hindered a little bit of my progress. But I do still have a couple of products that are rolling out of this project this month, which is really exciting. But before I jump into the actual products, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. So let's jump into the video. So this project was started by BeckyLovesKanga. I will have her link down below, as well as Emilynmax and Sarah Sapphirine, because those two are kind of the people who created this as more of a collab. And all of this isn't a full kind of like collab project. We are kind of doing it together, and a lot of people are posting on the 5th just like I am. So make sure to check everyone else out who's doing this project. But like I said, it was originally started by BeckyLovesKanga. So the gist of this project is basically that you have 10 products rolling in this project at any time, and those 10 products are randomized through your collection. So you literally randomize through all of the items, and whatever you pick you get to work on. So some people I know are doing like 5-5, so like 5 of the products are like a 10 usage goal and the rest of them are more hard kind of goals. But I decided to do all of my goals a bit more difficult. I don't necessarily want to finish everything up completely, and I know that's how BeckyLovesKanga did it. She wanted to use up every product before she could roll something else in. I don't have that. I have kind of more like anything between 20 and 50 usage goals, or hitting pan, things like that. But that is how I'm structuring my project. But let's just jump into the first item. So the first product I have to talk about is an eyeshadow. Actually, the first 3 items are eyeshadows, and the first one comes from my soft Glam palette, and that is in the shade Glistening. I rolled this in 2 months ago now, and this is what it looked like last update. As of last update, I had 5 uses on it already, and this is what mine looks like now. Unfortunately, I was only able to use this one more time in the past month, and that wasn't really what I wanted. I really thought that I could pan this in the past month or just get more use out of it, but I did have, like I said, about a week and a half where I didn't wear makeup because I got a new puppy recently, and makeup was just not a priority because she took up a lot of time. And with that, I kind of just forgot, or like I just got out of the habit of using makeup. And once I started wearing makeup again a couple of days ago, I just had to focus a lot on catching up on different eyeshadows, and this just wasn't one that I was focusing on. But next month I definitely think I will have this done, either by hitting pan on it or having my usage goal hit, which is 15. So that is where I am with my first eyeshadow. The second eyeshadow that I have comes from Cleona, and I do have it in my singles palette at the moment, and that is the shade Majesty. This one again has been in for 2 months now, and after the last update I had used it 2 times, which is what it looks like there. And with this one I am gonna try to use it more 15 times rather than hitting pan, because with my clear eyeshadows I don't want to necessarily hit pan and kind of dig in the middle. I want to just be gentle with them and use them more organically. But with this one, unfortunately, again, I only use it 1 additional time, and this is what it looks like now. So you can see there that there's a little bit of use on it, but not too much. And unfortunately, like I said, I am quite far away from my usage goal. I have 12 more uses on this. It is a lovely eyeshadow. I absolutely love using this one, but this is one that I kind of use saving, which is really silly because I love this eyeshadow. But hopefully I will get some more use on it next month and maybe even roll it out, but we'll see how I go. So that is the second eyeshadow. The third eyeshadow that I have comes from my Blueberry Muffin palette by BH Cosmetic. It is the shade Tempting, and this is what it looks like. Again, this has been in for 2 months now, and in the first month I used this 1 time, but in the past month I actually used this 8 times. So this is definitely the eyeshadow that I was focusing on, and you can see there what it looks like. I already had pan on it when I rolled it in, but I definitely have kind of worn down the sides a bit more as well, so not just like having a distinct dip in the middle. So I do have 9 uses on this now, and I have 6 more to go, and I definitely think this will be done by next month. It will be one of my main focuses to roll this out in the next month. So those were the 3 eyeshadows that I'm working on in this project. Next up we have the blushes, and again I have 3 blushes that I'm working on. If you aren't aware of my rules, I do have a rule of max 3 in each category, and that's kind of why I'm landing on 3 on loads of these. But yeah, for blushes, like I said, I'm working on 3, and let's just go through them again. The first blush that I have comes from Dior, and this is my Rosy Glow blush, and this has been in for 3 months now. And I have a usage goal of 20 on this one, and I was really hoping to get to 20 this month, but unfortunately didn't do that. I had used this 7 times prior and I used it 8 additional times in the past month, so I'm now at 15, which means that I have 5 more uses to go before I can roll this one out. I definitely think I'll be able to do that, and I could have rolled this out easily this past month if I just remembered to use this, because even after not wearing makeup for a while, I definitely think I have worn makeup 5 times, so I could have used focusing on this one, but again I just forgot that I was so close to usage on this one. And it's not the end of the world because I do like this one and I don't mind having it in for another month, but it would be nice to have another item rolled in this month. The second blush that I have is one that I have completely neglected in this project for the 2 months it's been in. That is my Becca blush in the shade Camellia. This is what it looked like last month and I had used it once, and unfortunately I haven't used it at all in the past month. I just have been focusing on other blushes. I'm very overwhelmed with the blushes that I'm panning because I have the 3 in here and then I have 2 in my yellow project pan, and then I also have like my lipsticks, which I kind of use as cream blushes every now and then. So I'm very overwhelmed with blushes, and this is just one color that I wasn't really feeling. I definitely need to step up my usage game on this, but when I was feeling like for like a more cool toned blush, I was going for the Rosy Glow blush, so that is why I didn't use this very much. But I'm definitely going to pick up my usage game on this in the next month and at least hopefully get to maybe 10 uses, so I'm halfway to my goal, because my goal with this is again to use it 20 times. The last blush that I have in this project though I did really well with. This is one that I rolled in last month and it's actually one of my favorite blushes in my collection, and that is my MAC blush in Fairly Precious. This is what it looked like when I rolled it in, and again I want to use it 20 times, and this is what the blush looks like now. So I definitely think I have expanded the pan a little bit and just worn it down a bit more. I did use this 11 times, which is really good in the past month, so I only have 9 more uses to go before I can roll this out, and again I'm going to try to focus on rolling this one out next month as well. This is a blush I can easily layer with other blushes. I'm wearing it today together with another blush that is in my yellow product pan. It's my Clinique blush in Precious Posy. I'm wearing those 2 today and I love how this one looks. It's beautiful in summer as well, so or like when you know you want to look a bit more kind of sun-kissed. So yeah, no problem at all. I think I'm going to definitely roll this out next month. So next up we have the highlighter that is currently in this project, and that comes from my Hourglass Ghost palette. This is a Lightning Edit Ghost palette. I'm working on the 3rd shade in the palette, which is the shade Iridescent Strobe Light, and this is what it looked like last month. I had used this 7 times in the past month, and I want to use this 30 times, and I'm happy to say that I was able to use this another 23 times in the past month, and this is what it looks like now. I don't know how much you were able to tell that I've used it, but I definitely have worn it down, especially in like this corner here, because I had a little bit of an indent there and I've been trying to even that one out, but I don't think you can be able to pick that up on camera how like indented it is there now. But I have really enjoyed wearing this, and I'm actually wearing this again for the last time today. And how I've been using this is because it's a little bit more of a subtle highlighter. I've been using it more to like highlight my forehead, my nose and stuff like that, whereas I use a more strong highlight on my actual cheekbones. But I did use it 23 times, so I will be rolling this one out and replace it with something else. Next up we have a product I rolled in last time, and that is a primer from Pat McGrath. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Primer, and again I rolled this in last time, and I want to use this primer 30 times. And I am working on a different primer as well, so I didn't reach for this every time I did my makeup, but I reached for it like every other time or so, and I do have 7 uses on it so far. I really like this primer. It's actually, I like this better than the other primer that I'm panning, but I want to get that one out because I'm really close to finishing that one. So once that's done, I'm definitely gonna focus on this one, and again I should be able to roll this out next month depending on how long it takes me to finish that other primer, but fingers crossed I can get this out before the next update. The next item is actually another one that I hit my goal on, and that is my Omega eyeshadow from MAC. This one, I know it's an eyeshadow, but I use this as a brow powder, so it doesn't really classify as an eyeshadow in my spreadsheet. But this one I wanted to use 30 times, and as of the last update I had used this 26 times, so I wasn't very far away from my goal at all. But this is what it looked like last month, and I did use it an additional 5 times, so I used it 31 times in the course of this project, and this is what it looks like now. So pretty good progress on this. I love using this, and I would definitely continue using this in my brows if I wasn't panning a similar shade to this in my Panda palette. I'm using Warm Taupe in my brows, and that's kind of what I've been doing this year in general. I do prefer the tone of this to that shade, but I just need to get used out of that one, which is why I want to continue using that shade rather than this one. but I love this shade. It's probably one of my perfect brow powders, or like eyeshadows as brow powders. So I definitely will continue reaching for this, and hopefully I can pull this out later in the year as well and continue expanding the pan. I'm not sure if I would finish it this year though, but definitely next year. Then the last product that I have in this project is one that I'm going to use breeze over because I didn't use this one at all either, and that is my KVD Beauty liner. This is a liquid liner, and my goal with this is to finish it, and I have no idea how much is left in here. It still comes out pretty saturated, but I didn't use this at all in the past month because I was using eyeshadows as liner, and I'm not really a liner girl. I don't really line my eyelashes every day, or like I don't do liquid liners or anything like that every day. So when I wanted liners, I was using eyeshadows as liner, and that is why I didn't use this one. But I do have 4 uses on it in total this year, so fingers crossed I can reach for it more next month. Because yeah, I just really want to get this one out, and it is getting really old as well, so I do want to use it up as soon as possible. Okay, so I have my spreadsheet up with all of my products. I'm gonna roll in 2 new items to replace the brow powder as well as the highlighter from Hourglass. And since I already have 3 eyeshadows in, I have skipped all my eyeshadows. So the lowest number I have is 892 and my max is 993. So I'm gonna go ahead and randomize the first number, which is gonna be 975. Okay, so 975 is another primer. It is my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and that is fair game because I don't have 3 primers in the project. I'm going to be very primer heavy though, and that might hinder my goal of rolling out the Pat McGrath primer next month, but that's still fine. It's good that I'm going to use it on my primers because it is a step that I easily neglect when I do my makeup. So that is the first item. The second item I'm going to roll in is going to be number 942. And 942 is a blush, so I'm going to have to re-roll because I do have 3 blushes in this project already, and we get 977. So 977 is actually my Pat McGrath primer, so I already had that in the project, so I'm going to head and re-roll again and see what I get, and that is 965. And 965 is a product that I actually already had in this project before. Do I want to bring it in again? No, I don't think I want to, because I want to rotate for more of my collection. It is my Physicians Formula body bronzer, and like I said, I had that in the project already, so I don't want to pull it in again because it is a bit overkill. I might pull it in again later in the year, but yeah, I just don't want to overlap too much. So again, we're gonna re-roll, and that is gonna be 905, which should be an eyeliner potentially. No, it's not. It's okay, so it's a mascara actually. It's my Skinny Micro Cara from, I don't know what the brand is, but it's like a Korean brand. It's like a really skinny wand, and that is good for lower lashes and stuff. So that is actually a good one to pull in because I never really reached for that one. So I'm gonna pull that one in, and I will get the putty primer as well, and I will be right back. So I'm back and I have my 2 products. Let's start with the putty primer from e.l.f. This is what mine looks like now. I have used this, as you can see, a little bit, but not too much. And I think what I'm gonna do with this one is again put a usage goal of 30 on it because I am using other primers. Or do I want to put a higher goal because I will use up my other primers soon? Maybe I should put a higher goal. Do I want to do that? I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put 50 uses on this, or hitting pan. So if I hit pan first, I'm going to count that. Otherwise, I'm going to put 50 uses on this. Just because I am almost finished with that primer in my rolling point pan, and hopefully I can roll out Pat McGrath soon, the Pat McGrath primer, and then once that's done I can solely focus on this one. So 50 uses on this one or pan. Then for the other product we have my Innisfree, that's about Innisfree Micro Cara in Zero. It is a mascara, but it is like a super skinny wand, as you can see right there, and this is just good for the lower lashes. That's what I got it for, and I used barely ever remember to reach for this one. So again, do I want to put 50 or is that too high? No, because I do want to get as much use out of this one before it dries out or before it goes old. So I'm going to put 50 uses on this one as well, and that will be my final product. So those are the 2 products I'm going to roll in. Pretty high usage goals on these 2, but I think I can do it, and they are easy products I can reach for every day if I just remember to incorporate them. So that is it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this update, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and otherwise I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys.